I want to react to the caller we just had from Jim before we had to go to break. And Jim, we appreciate you, a loyal listener and a loyal Buckeye fan from down in Florida. I know you make a lot of trips to come up here. I just want to talk about, real quick, Scotty, just 2 points that he made. The perception that Ohio State took a hit yesterday nationally, I actually don't think they did. I think the win against Texas looks much better now that Texas beat an Oklahoma team that was ranked in the top 10. And also, I think Miami's perception took a hit yesterday with another bad Florida State loss. Like, Florida State has proven that they were fool's gold. And I think that win over Alabama to start the year was just a perfect storm there. So I don't think Ohio State's perception took a hit nationally yesterday. I actually think that Texas win helped Ohio State a lot. And then the other thing about leaving a lot on the bone, and I don't want to talk about past seasons because I'm not sure. I think one thing we're forgetting about this team this year, not only is this team, do we think, the best team in the country right now, this team also has the highest ceiling in the country, because we've got to remember, a lot of these guys playing football just made their 6th start yesterday.
Including your quarterback.
Yes, your quarterback, a brand new quarterback, a brand new running back. A brand new running back to this team in C.J. Donaldson. 8 new starters on the defensive side of the ball yesterday. Devin Sanchez, his first collegiate start ever. So you got to remember that as talented as these kids are, they're not very experienced playing college football, especially playing ranked teams on the road. So if it was a little not to our liking or conservative yesterday, they still won by 18 points.
And it's funny, Ryan, because you said that exactly right. How many new players you have. And we were debating in our household yesterday, is this the best Ohio State defense we've ever seen? Right? And you know, that's the thing. And I appreciate your point about the overall picture and that win for Texas, because I think a lot of people completely dismiss Texas. Now, Texas got a huge win over Oklahoma. I think that Texas is going to continue to sneak back into the picture a little bit. And then the other thing, as far as Indiana, look, I love watching what Kurt Cignetti's doing, and that win over Oregon was great.
Huge win.
I loved the wink that he gave to during the game. Like, yeah, there's just something about Cignetti that people either love him or hate him. I love Cignetti and what he's doing in Indiana, and I understand, you know, that they're probably going to move up to number 2, maybe number 3 in the country now. However, how many people truly believe if Ohio State and Indiana are playing on a neutral field in a game, that Indiana would beat Ohio State? Like, I get that they're in the discussion of being a very good team. They get a great win on the road. I still can't get there that Indiana would beat Ohio State on a neutral field. I don't, and I think Ohio State would be the favorite. I'll just caveat that with, I didn't think they'd beat Oregon and Eugene yesterday either. So, but a ton of respect. Yeah, for that. A ton of respect. But I think man for man, Ohio State is a better football team than Indiana. Guys, I think if Indiana and Ohio State played on a neutral field, Ohio State would probably be a 7-point favorite in that game. That's kind of what I was thinking, 6.5, 7. You talked about the best defense ever. That's what Ben wants to talk about. Ben, thank you for calling the Fan Call-In Show. What do you got?
Hey, guys, thanks for taking my call. My son and I, we listen to you guys every Sunday morning on our way to church, and so we had to just call and say, and listen, this could be the best defense you've ever seen, period. Like, you watched a lot of football in your life. I've watched a lot of football. This defense is just absolutely outrageously bonkers, man. My son wants to has a take on it, but I just want to say, man, this is the best defense you have ever seen, period. Pro, college, high school, pee-wee, doesn't matter. It's just, this defense is absolutely phenomenal. Lincoln, say what you got to say.
I feel like on Ohio State's first defensive drive, they give the other team confidence, and then when they come back on defense, they just, like, completely shut them down.
It is true. Ben and Lincoln, thank you so much for the call. We really appreciate it. And Ben and Lincoln need to go to the Hall of Fame. All right, we're going to hook Ben and Lincoln up with a pair of passes to go to Canton in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We appreciate the call. I love the confidence, best defense pro ever. I don't know about that, but the 86 Bears might have something to say about that. But that's awesome. And listen, give other offenses credit, too, to Lincoln's point. Like Minnesota last week had a great scripted first drive, and they went right down the field. And then Ohio State, when the field got smaller, they bowed up and they held them to a field goal. Give some of these other coaching staffs credit, too, right? They're designing a game plan for that first drive to take advantage of things they've seen against Ohio State. So give them a little bit of credit, but yeah, then they put the clamps on them. Some people thought I was kind of crazy, and I might be, right?
You are crazy.
When I said before the year that I thought this Ohio State defense might be better despite 8 new starters and some of the guys that they replaced.
I remember you
people
saying
were like, no way, that's crazy. I will say this without a shadow of a doubt. I'll say 2 things without a shadow of a doubt here. To me, this defense is better than last year, and I don't think it's close, quite frankly. And number 2, I think this is the best secondary we have ever seen at Ohio State.
Oh, Igbenogson yesterday with some of the pass deflections that he had. I think he had maybe 4 or 5 that were just awesome. And look, I know he's physical, but I love how tough he is. And
did you hear his comment after the game?
No, I did not.
It was, someone said, you had 4 pass breakups yesterday. He went, I had 4 pass breakups. Why are they throwing the ball my way that much?
That's great. I love that. And then, by the way, the other moment, I told you that, I got out of my couch and was screaming in excitement yesterday. Usually you do that on a long touchdown or a long run or something like that. But it happened twice. One time, of course, when there was an incredible block by the offensive line. I'm like, yeah, let's go. But then the other time was that late in the second quarter at the goal line where it looks like Illinois is going to score. Like on 3 plays, it looked like Illinois was going to score a touchdown. And there would just be one last tackle to keep Illinois out and then force them to the field goal at the end of the first half. That was incredible. That was one of those moments, Ryan, where I stood up, got about 6 inches from my TV, and I'm fist pumping. It was that cool.
That play that Sonny Styles made on the Luke Altmaier rush.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Like, I don't know how anybody did that. I don't know how he did that. It was just insane. Let's head back out to those phone lines. Again, that number, 614-821-9710. Let's go to line 1 in Gino. Gino, good morning, sir. Thanks for calling.
Man, I heard the earlier caller. I'm not going to say his name, but I got Chris Carter here. He wants to say something. Come on, man.
Yep.
What are you talking about taking quarters off? Come on, man. Are you serious? You go out there and put your foot to the pedal for 4 quarters for no reason and get somebody hurt. Then what are you going to do? I think Ryan Day, everything that he does, he knows it's a long season. He prepares for a long season, whereas some of these teams, they just want to blow somebody out so they get a high ranking. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Stop it.
So absolutely great call. And we appreciate Jim calling earlier, too. And he makes good points, and he's loyal, yes. and we appreciate the call. We just disagree, right, on that one. And as far as taking quarters off, ask Alabama about taking that first game against Florida State off. Mm-hmm. Ask Georgia about what it's like to lose a game because they lost to Alabama. Mm-hmm. Like, ask Oregon, who loses a home game against Indiana, when you have Ohio State that's just continuing to go out there, not just win, but cover spreads. They are like winning big. There's no doubt, like the 2 road games Ohio State's played, Ryan, the Washington game and the Illinois game. In the second half, there was no doubt. There was no doubt Ohio State was winning those games comfortably.
How Washington is not ranked is baffling to me. I mean,
and USC.
I don't get. Well, USC will be ranked after
and so
this
will
week.
Washington,
I think Washington, they deserve to be. I don't think people understand how tough that trip out there is. Illinois gets a bye week, and then they have to go out there. I'm excited for that game in 2 weeks because I think both of those teams are pretty good. I think that will be a fun football game to watch.
Let's take a quick second here, Ryan, because we're 42 minutes into the call-in show, and we haven't acknowledged that Michigan got destroyed last night by USC. Let's take a moment and enjoy that because that was awesome. Oh, we can also continue to enjoy the fact that James Franklin and Penn State lost again at home to Northwestern. Northwestern. And guys, this stat, I gave it earlier in the show, but it's worth saying again. Penn State is the first school to lose consecutive games as a 20 or more point favorite in the last 30 years.
That's crazy.
Holy cow.
That is crazy. Still lines open for you. 614-821-9710. Caden, Brent, hang on the line. We will get to you. Final segment of the Fan Call-In Show coming up next.